15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.
When yellow niggas get dark, they just turn dark yellow and they think they get dark and shit. That's crazy. That is insanity. I don't know what the fuck y'all thinking method is, but we've been trained to be racist our whole time, and that's
Yeah,
fucked up.
right.
We- 'Cause it's crazy because if I see a bunch of yellow niggas walking toward me, it's not a problem. A bunch of black ass niggas with they hair locked and shit, man, cross that street before you got to smoke. So because it just seems like it's gonna. That's how our minds is wired. Like just think about it. You see a bunch of Ritos coming at you, right? They walking, right? Bunch of Ritos coming to you at one time. You would ignore them.
Off the side. Yeah, you think they suck.
Yeah, you are. You gonna say, "Oh, this ain't nothing shaking right here." If you see a bunch of Wesley Snipes walking at you, you gonna kind of grab your gun a little bit, like, "What these niggas on?"
Because it might go down.
That's fucked up though. So we really do be hating ourselves for real.
Sir.
We do.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We hate ourselves, man. Self hatred is our biggest problem.
When I got tested and I found out I was more native, my people come from the Oklahoma Duncan family. That's where I come from. I got more native than anything because I always knew, like, I knew for a fact I didn't think like stupid niggas. Niggas want to kill each other. They hate each other. Like,
You talking to me? Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Like, once I found that out recently, I said that makes sense. I'm
So
like,
you
my
found you
bloodline is
you
more
found
this.
out like what you are and all that shit, what you mixed with.
hmm Yeah, my family they come from a legendary group of Indians in Oklahoma. They're
So
called
you
the
don't got
Duncan
no
Indians.
you got no white in you at all.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably like a little drop, a 2% drop is what it said. It was like 84 for me for the other
I
one.
got 4% Russian on my shit.
So
you
that's a white man.
you
That's
proud
a
of your
white man.
percent, brother.
That's four
Yeah.
percent. Yeah, 4% Russian.
So it was some white men busting your people up. That's why you got that skin color.
Oh yeah. And it was just and don't think it was way back. It was just in the 1890s, brother.
No, it wasn't, nigga. It was like the
Closer than that.
1650s, Brizz. You gotta chill out. It's like
Yeah.
1650.
Ayeverb, he been 1619. Oh,
Nigga, that was 1969. They was still getting him, man.
it was 59.
Yeah. Hey, what if we found out that our granddaddies and shit was like hoe ass niggas and shit? Like, what if you could go back and find out who your great granddaddies was and shit? Like, I really want to see what type of people they was, but there's no document of them. It's like it's no. But I wonder will our document be available 20 years from now? Will who we be available for our generations down the line?
I feel like it will be. I mean, they got everything linked up now, so I feel like it will be. But yeah, we can't really see back that far. I'm kind of surprised they can like do the percentages and all that shit. But yeah, we'll never know. Like when it comes to like the 1800s and shit, I don't think we'll ever find out like what them niggas was really living like.
And I got a feeling in the future, near future, I don't even think the kids is going to give it.
The kids ain't gonna care about who we was.
I hell fucking no. I don't think they're going to give it. Bro. I
Well,
ain't,
shit, we don't care about our
bro.
people that's from 9, 10 generations back because we have no idea. You know what I'm saying? So do we just get erased?
Nah, I don't know if we just did a race, but our generation, the last little 8 bit of the 80s babies, you know what I'm saying? We did have a little connection there, like we knew what was up, you know what I'm saying? Like how we sitting here talking about how the colorism was and all, like all of those things, you know what I'm saying, was on the table. These kids, it's like a veil over there. I don't even think they know that, you know what I'm saying? It's the kind of world they
Hey, so technically, hey, you gotta
yeah,
sound loud as hell, Rossing. So technically, if you really go back and you think about the history, we get erased. What up, Banks? We get erased like through history. So we really not even technically here because 20 like the next 6 generations, will they even want to be knowing who the fuck we was?
Nah, fuck no. Them niggas ain't gonna care because I mean, shit, we don't care. Like they're not gonna care. They're gonna have too much going on, bro.
So what if we really are the same thing over and over? Because this is what I think. I think we the same product over and over again, just shifted for this time era. Like it'll be
Nah, I don't think nobody from like the 1800s could live right now. They'd lose their mind.
but we won't be able to live 20 years from now. Who we are is not compatible with the world coming.
Nah, I think we'll be straight because we see everything. Like we see everything on the internet. Like we know shit we're not supposed to know. They didn't know nothing. Like you got to look at it like this. People back in the days, nigga. Like I feel like people back then, they was really with their soulmates, nigga. Like niggas would be with a girl they went to high school with or college, been around the same friends for 4 years and all that shit. Now
Yeah.
bitches is flying out and fucking a nigga across the country having a baby, and now that baby ain't even supposed to be here, bro.
The baby not supposed. So you think and you know what? Before we even continue, what color is Banks then? Hey Banks, we were having a conversation, right? And I was saying how Joe Budden is a stupid yellow nigga because he's neglecting his talent like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was listening to him, you, Fab, a bunch of y'all young. And that's what shapes MCs. Like, you listen to people, you take what you want from them, you dilute it, you step on it and twist it, and you create who you are. What color is Lloyd Banks, Rito?
Light skin.
He a yellow nigga with you.
Light skin, yeah. It's not yellow niggas, bro. It's light skin, bird.
I
Look,
think Banks a little light brown on the light brown side now.
so okay, so Banks is with Trey Songz then.
Yeah, I think Banks with Trey Songz and see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Brother
Yeah.
Banks with Trey Songz and who else? Let me give you one more. Who else?
He said, yeah, a thumbs up. Okay, all right, Banks. Let me ask you a question. Banks, thumbs up or thumbs down? Do you run fast or jump exceptionally high with your skin color? Like, this is a good question because we was talking about this because it seems like the more color you have, the higher you jump. I bet you don't run fast or jump extremely high. I'm gonna take a wild shot in the dark. Yes or no? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, how many people with that skin color run fast and jump extremely high? Like, we gonna break this shit down in these rooms. Like, we got to get to the science of it. If
Got Banks having a mean jump shot. You know, he probably could ball, but I don't got him turn the track up. I don't got him super fast, like
he's
you
not
said. No,
jumping, no, he's not jumping and dunking no fucking
no.
basketball. No, the fuck he's not. That is not. I bet that genetic is not him. I bet you Lloyd Banks has never dunked a basketball in his life. I bet you he ain't. I know Rito ain't never jumped a basketball.
Hold on. How
That
tall is
got
Banks? What
nothing
do
to
you think
do.
Banks?
That got nothing to do with my complexion, though, Verb. I'm only
Yes,
five
it
eight.
does.
No, I haven't dunked because I'm 5'8", not because
Uh,
I'm light
uh,
skinned, bro.
all right, I'm 6 feet. I ain't never dunked, and I'm just a little bit behind y'all color.
So
I
that so
bet
what
that
what's
nigga ain't
that
dunked a
mean then?
basketball.
Hold on.
Look, he
You
said he's never dunked one.
but
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So let's go down the list. Let's pick another nigga. Let's pick another nigga. If we go down the shade chart, the stronger, faster, and the higher they jump.
so have you dunked before, Verb?
No,
So what does that mean?
I'm I'm
He
I'm
not.
I'm not. Listen. What I'm trying to tell you. Okay,
Hmm.
look, man. I know it sounds crazy and this theory sounds insane, but you don't get that shit the lighter you are. You do not get that shit like that. The probability and the percentages of people of lighter skin or period to end, they do not get them abilities. Steph Curry does not jump high, but he's a sniper.
Brizz, can you dunk? Have you dunked before, Brizz?
Not in a game. I have dunked like in the gym, running up to the court with the ball with nobody guarding me. Yeah, I didn't dunk like that, but I can't dunk like just to take off and dunk the ball in the game. Hell no.
So okay, no, okay. So you have had the privilege of jumping up and dunking a basketball before, right?
Yes.
Okay, us three have all said we have never done that. When Steph Curry go get a dunk, you know how he barely gets off the ground. He dunks because he's a professional athlete, not because he's over the line athletic. When you see Klay Thompson dunk a basketball, it ain't like boom, nigga. It ain't like that. No, it's not.
Yeah, but when Mike came through, soaring on him.
What?
You hear me?
It wasn't. There wasn't. When we saw Mike, do y'all think Mike was really that good or just over athletic? Because I'm looking at the athleticism. It wasn't many people that had what the fuck he had, man.
I think it was both. Even on the track, you got Michael Johnson. What's his name? Usain Bolt. You know what I mean? Maurice Green. Ain't a whole lot of yellow dudes. Um, who else was getting busy? Tim Montgomery. Shit, Marion Jones. That's all brown and black. You hear me?
Yellow niggas, they always rap good. They perform good. Maxwell, look at them niggas. That's what they specialize in. They like
First,
yeah, like they special like Drake. I know Drake ain't never dunked a basketball ever. And Drake is about 6'1". He's about 6 feet 6'1". He's never dunked a basketball. I bet he hasn't.
The Prince could dunk.
I'm sure. No, Prince cannot dunk.
Yes,
Prince.
Prince can dunk,
What
nigga.
the fuck is you talking about, man? Why would
Prince can
Prince?
dunk.
In
No,
what shoes? In what
it don't.
shoes?
It nigga in heels, nigga. Prince can dunk, nigga.
Prince ain't dunking no fucking
Man,
bass.
Prince
Prince
can
was
dunk,
fucking
bro.
y'all. Look, only yellow niggas can put on heels and fuck everybody bitch. No, no, nobody else can do that. You can't put Michael Jordan in no heels and tell him he can fuck everybody bitch in the room. Only yellow niggas can do that.
All right. What about the game? What we doing with the game from Cali, Compton?
Well,
It's
that's by default. He's six. He's like 6'6". He should be able. I bet he don't jump high. He don't jump
what
high.
is it in though? Is he with Banks in there, or is he with like you?
Yeah, he like with me though. He like with me over there with me. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
Yeah, yeah, but I know he don't jump high either. Banks don't. Game don't jump like that. No, he don't. No, he doesn't. I know. Look, he probably can dunk because he is 6'6". But when you talking about is he bouncy off the ground? No. LeBron James is what color? Like a darker brown, right?
Yes, Lord.
Okay,
He bounced.
so like you and LeBron is about the same. Look how high he jumped. His look at Bronny jumps like that too. Bronny jumps like that. Bronny has the same jumping ability, for sure. Banks, do this make sense to you or
Yo,
what?
This nigga tripping,
shoot.
right? First of all,
Yo,
yo, Bank, tell this nigga Prince can dunk, bro. Like
Prince
this nigga
cannot
out of
dunk.
control.
Nah, Prince can't.
Dog, Prince
I
can
don't know
dunk.
if he can dunk.
Everybody knows Prince can hoop, nigga.
I hear a lot of stories about Prince playing basketball, but some niggas could just jump high. That don't mean they could. You know, it,
Okay, all right, Banks.
it's
In,
too
in
early
the
for this,
industry,
man.
in the industry that you floated through, with y'all, I'm sure y'all went to go hoop every now and then and shit like that. I know you seen some dark skinned niggas jump high, snatch shit off the glass. I know you seen that. There's no question. Rappers, I know they have. They've had to. No question. They have an athletic ability that is passed down through the genes. They have
Yo,
to.
Rita, yo, they in there jumping you, Rita.
Dog, these niggas, these dark. First of all, these dark skinned niggas is aggressive and they act like they don't know where it comes from, bro.
Over the line aggressive, for sure.
Over the
Over the
line,
line
nigga.
aggressive, for
But
sure.
you know, it come from little. You know what y'all did to us, man. This for what y'all did to the Cold Crush, man.
What? No, no, no. If you take 10 dark skinned niggas, and you gonna get 8 of them that's gonna be over. When do y'all see a peaceful dark skinned nigga? When do y'all see a non-war driven dark skinned nigga?
Yo, but you know what's crazy, Verb? It's a lot of niggas my complexion and history that's tough.
Yeah, no, I ain't say they ain't tough. I'm saying over the line war though. Like just think over the line war.
No, I think aggression too. Like if you look at our leaders and shit, who you want to look at?
Give me an example.
You want to look at Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
But they browner though too. They're browner. And we talking about
Malcolm with us.
yeah, Malcolm with who?
With
Malcolm.
Uh,
us.
So
Light
Malcolm. So
skin.
Brown.
Malcolm is the same shade as Martin Luther King.
No, no, he's not. No, he's not. But I bet you Martin Luther King can dunk a basketball faster than Malcolm X can. I bet you he can.
Nah, because it's a thing. It's still genetics, bro.
Okay, all right. So look, let's
Let me
do
ask
this.
you. Hold on. Let me ask you a question, Verb. You think Bob Marley
I
could have
think
dunked? You think Bob Marley could have dunked the basketball?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
It ain't in him.
ain't in them.
It ain't in him.
Ah,
You know what? You know.
now y'all
I
tripping.
know, bro.
Y'all tripping now, man.
No, hold on. Yeah, I'm taking that back. I don't
Y'all
know. I don't
tripping.
know. Yo, all this shit. My bad.
Hey, your
I don't
background
know,
loud as
man.
hell, Rothstein. Go somewhere quiet. We can
I
hear you.
know, bro.
I could definitely see Bob Marley being athletic enough to dunk a basketball.
Nah, he don't run that fast. You can look at him and tell. Why would he have to run that fast?
They play football, but with
He's from
soccer, bro.
nigga.
They
He's
play
from
soccer.
Jamaica.
Them niggas be
That's a
playing
fact.
soccer, bro.
He's gotta
They
be fast. He
He's
from
from
Jamaica.
Jamaica. That's all they do is run and play soccer.
All right, let me ask you this then, Banks. Let me back you against the corner. When you on stage, do you ever have to like do explosive things like slide across the floor and shit like that, or do you stand in the middle of the stage and rap?
In the beginning, I stood in the middle of the stage.
Okay, all right, but look, do you have to go the extra mile? No, you do not. Uh-uh. You don't. Chris Brown is the first The first artist that's a yellow nigga that dances like that. He's the first one. And he's the first athletic one. If you think about it, Chris Brown can hoop, do flips and shit like that. It's not many of Chris Browns. How many Chris Browns do we have? Is there any footage of Cameron and Mace dunking the basketball, or are they handling the ball and shooting it?
All right,
Cameron can dunk.
Cam,
Cameron
where does
ain't
Michael
dunking no basketball. What the fuck is y'all talking about, man?
where Mike Jack fit into the situation?
Mike Jackson with us. He with us.
He
about that.
nah. Mike with y'all until about 93, nigga. Then he with us. We got
You can't.
'Why?
93
Because he
more
got it.
Mike.
Nah, man, we got Mike Perry, man.
Mike is with us, man. You can't. All Michael Jackson did was wrap the car. He just changed the color of the car. He's still naturally with us. You can't just put him with y'all. No, you cannot. There is no more entertainers. How many singers? Look, a Marion can do what? A Marion is more closer to us. He has more of that style. He can. That's why he can perform like that. Name for me a yellow singer with the athletic ability as Chris Brown. You get quiet around this bitch when everything makes sense. He's the only one of his kind that can do that. There is no more yellow artists that perform like Chris Brown. That's insanity. To think about, look how Beyonce performs.
So what are you saying though? You saying say what?
Okay, what I'm saying is the point is the things that pass down through our genetics is something in the darker the melanin is, they get more of a athletic ability. If you finna go in the gym and box and and you gotta pick a nigga to beat up on, you got a yellow nigga with his hair combed back, and then you got a dark skinned nigga with bald head. The first thing in our mind says the dark skinned nigga gonna be tripping. He's gonna be over athletic. He's gonna keep y'all seen Creed? So what is Jonathan Mayers? What would you consider Jonathan Mayers?
He
That
dark
wouldn't have
skinned.
scared y'all coming at y'all in the gym? This nigga coming at you like this?
Nah, Jonathan Majors definitely dark skinned.
Okay, they hit hard, they jump high. Yellow, a light skinned, dangerous boxer, Tank Davis. Tank Davis and Chris Brown is the new era light skinned niggas. When have we seen yellow niggas with that thunderous punch that Tank got? Now, Banks, let's do that.
I think a couple generations had to go by and they had to pick that up. You feel me?
They create these motherfuckers, man. They create them in a lab. I'm trying to tell you. If Chris Brown is the only one of those, and then we get Tank, a yellow nigga that has a impact, a punching power that has a 96 or some percent rate of knocking niggas out. When have we saw that?
So what's Andre Ward?
He with y'all.
So he's like in the middle.
Yeah, no. See, here's the chart. See, Rito gave us the chart. And Rito eye is like it's yellow niggas, and all of the rest of us is dark skinned niggas. You go with Trey Songz and Nelly and them and Andre Ward and them. That you in they class. You know what I'm saying? Like just really think of okay, so 50's not over aggressive? Yes, he is.
What's Roy Jones?
Roy Jones is y'all, he in y'all class. What's his knockout rate? Like Roy Jones sits with y'all. He's y'all cousins. Like it's tribes of this shit. Yeah, it's tribes.
No, Verb. I don't know about that.
So what color is Roy Jones then?
Niggas been looking brown to me. Maybe I'm putting it down there, you know.
Your phone sound terrible, Rothstein. You got that dark skinned nigga phone. That's what I'm saying. Like you see how you can fight through shit better. All the other niggas up here that got a little lighter color, our phones ain't breaking up. You can function with that motherfucking phone. We would have fainted and been like, God damn, get the air conditioning on in this bitch. Like we.
Right. It ain't my fault. Fuck out of here.
Hey Banks, I bet you ain't never had no tour bus with no air conditioning, nigga. Now answer that. I bet you ain't never had no tour bus with no air conditioning. Not you. I know you didn't.
Yo, I honestly can't remember.
Yeah, because that ain't for you. You would be a house nigga. I
We
know
probably
you
just
ain't
opened the
never had a
window
tour
or
bus
something like
without no
that.
air conditioning. Not you. Absolutely.
Yeah, they probably just opened the window.
No, no, not you. Not you. See, you couldn't fool me. Like I understand this shit. Nah. And the treatment gonna always be different wherever you go. Like it's a difference. Like when you go ask for something, it's probably more polite. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that this is what our minds are. Like we lock down on these thoughts and it carries us through life. It's insane. It's insane. Like this is a wild world we live in. But it just shows how genetics is so fucking powerful. Like when I was saying on the show one time, I was like, any girl that eats crab legs used to be a mermaid. She's designed to be a hoe. Because all why do all girls love crab legs? Because mermaids eat it. Mermaids eat out the water.
Nah, crab legs is good too though, bro.
For yellow niggas, I get it. But I'm
Nah, they
saying
good
if
for that. Nah, dark skinned bitches like crab legs too, nigga.
every girl does because they're mermaids, they're sirens. They're supposed to seduce the man and get him to jump in the water. Every girl eats. If you tell a girl seafood, she's automatically wet. Hey, what you want to eat? Let's go get some crab legs. Automatic. She's in the because why? Because that's her genetic. Her genetic says eat out the water. Why is that? Why do every girl like shit that's in the water? Because they come from the water. Sirens, like the Starbucks logo is a siren. Sirens, those mermaids, that's the genetic line of they people. That does make sense if you really think about it. That's the only food 90% of girls gonna say yeah to. Crab legs. You tell a girl, hey, let's go get a burger. She gonna think about it. You tell her crab legs, she fucking. Automatic. Automatic. We all know the drill. Anything in the water. If we think all the signs is right in front of us, man, like they are. They right in front of us. We just gotta think. I bet you most musicians, they fathers or something, they did it too. Like my father is still touring right now in a band. He's still touring right now. Most musicians have it. I know Banks, you probably got somewhere in your bloodline is some jazz musician, right?
Ah, no, my father was a dark skinned criminal.
Your daddy wasn't no dark skin.
Yeah, I send you a picture.
He dark skin.
Dark skin,
Your mama light skin.
Puerto Rican.
He was racist. He did the same shit. He did the same shit we was talking about. He said because look, Rito said earlier, dark skinned niggas like yellow girls. It's racist. He didn't go get another dark skinned girl. If he'd have got a dark skinned girl, you wouldn't have got a chance to be Lloyd Banks. Do you thank him for that, nigga? You'd have never got to be Lloyd Banks. All right, Lloyd Banks, name for me a dark skinned you with your ability in the music industry. We're gonna sit right here and wait.
Lloyd Jones.
Who? Name for me a dark skinned Lloyd Banks in the music industry. I wait on y'all niggas. Like I ain't crazy. Y'all ain't finna just play with me like I ain't crazy. Like
Dark
What
skinned
you
Lloyd
what you
Banks.
mean? Skill set?
give me a dark skinned skill set you.
Fab.
Fab not dark skinned. See, yellow niggas keep saying Fab is brown. He's with Omarion. You can't. I'm saying dark skinned. Give me a dark skinned.
Bro. Fab is with us, me.
Fab is brown skin, man. Give me okay, like give me a loon colored guy with your skill.
Ransom.
Ransom is not a loon colored. He's brown. No, he's not.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Y'all is tripping, man. Y'all lying to y'allself up here, and I don't even lie to myself, man. That's not accurate.
So Ransom and Loon ain't both dark
They're
skinned.
not the same
Or
color,
both
though. No, they're not. Hey, Banks, when y'all out, who is your competitors? They compare you to Fab and other rappers of that nature, correct? What do they look like? Yeah, y'all ain't finna play with me like I'm crazy. That's out. I'm looking directly at it. We all looking at the same board. The board don't say that. These niggas are compared this way. There is none. They don't get that. A lot of extremely dark-skinned niggas do not change, do not carry words like that. Banks, the way you write, and a lot of writers, Fab as well, how they can chain the same phrases over and over again and drag it out over and over again, drag the same phrases for 32 bars and shit like that. How many of them can do it?
man. Stop your bullshit.
Shit, just tell me one and tell me it's bullshit then.
Yeah, because it's a lot of guys that get caught up and lost up in the waters. Like you got a lot of backpack rappers that like
Give me
niggas just
one,
can't think of their name.
Rothstein. You a
You ain't
MC? No,
just
no, no, Rothstein.
dark
You playing, bro?
word. That's why.
Rothstein, you're an MC. When you break down how MCs write, some of them can carry phrases for a long time, like chaining, just constantly.
But Brizz is one of
But
those.
Brizz don't do it long. Brizz is electric. He can
Yes,
do
he
it
does.
and then he
Nah,
get out.
I seen like 8 to 12 bar setups with the same.
That ain't no enough. That ain't no enough. That's not no enough.
What we need like 24.
We're saying, yeah,
You got
where everything is matching.
my entire round
Hey,
rhymes.
Rothstein, your
My
phone.
entire
Hey, your phone is sounding crazy, man. What is that? Come and go get away from that shit, man. This is a real conversation.
I'm in a good spot. How I
All
sound now?
right, much better. How many of y'all can carry the long phrases where everything is ricocheting for 2 minutes straight? How many of y'all can do it?
I've done it for entire rounds. For an entire round in the battle, I've grounded in the ricochet straight. 5 syllable
You
compounded
ain't
too.
did it that many
Not
times. I do it often.
Talk to him,
I
Brizz.
I,
not
I do
not
it often
out
though.
of
I
state.
do it often.
Hey,
So
listen. And before I was on URL, I was doing that shit, like really, really running that shit. That's what they try to make AMG mode. You know the thing that's what I
no,
do, right?
that started from me though. I
But,
was rhyming like that first.
no,
I came before all y'all.
like, hey, that came from me, man. You
No, no,
see,
no.
you see.
Actually, no bullshit. Like when you go watch me early with Hollow the Don and shit, my whole rounds was rhyming consistently. And I was here before y'all, so that would start with me though. I was the first one doing it.
Where it's not just the rhyming, it's the rhyming, the
And
making
punching
sense, and
out, yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah, and
package.
punching out of it, yeah,
So
for sure.
when you watch Brizz versus Loso, when you see how Surf studying Brizz, and then AMG mode becomes the coin turn. Not after y'all, after
No,
me.
no, no,
And
no.
then
Listen,
see Surf going crazy when I'm battling cooking wavy. And then everybody is rhyming now. Surf begin to rhyme now. Now he's trying his best rendition at rhyming. We see Rock trying his hand with the rhyming back to back all year. I know you can
yeah,
see
yeah,
it.
but
So
here's
it's
the thing. I just told you, documented. I'm the first one doing
right.
it. On the data's there. I'm the first one carrying that shit. Documented. There's not a nigga that was carrying it longer than me ever. Documented.
You know, what about Young
Ice
Hill?
Pack too. But that's the thing.
What about
That's the thing that we carried in St. Louis. Because we look, this is where our MCing came from. We used to watch all the great niggas from the East Coast, right? And the South at times too. And the way that they put it together is something we learned to replica, but just do it in our way. Like G Dep could do it. I get it to G Dep. G Dep is probably one of the only dark skinned niggas that can do that. G Dep would do that. I might just tell
Hitman?
him right.
Not do
Yeah,
it.
he would. G Dep.
Hitman Holler don't do it at
That's
all.
not his style of flow. It's not his style of flow.
But what I'm saying is only you and Ill. Remy D, he do something different. Remy D ain't doing what you and Ill
What?
do. Why he do have those shit. But for real, D Magic ain't doing that. So really, it's just you and Holler.
Yeah,
I
I,
mean, you
I
and Ill.
agree with Magic.
Yeah, Magic can do it too. It's just something. If you watch, because look, the MCM that we studied the mixtape era. We didn't. We studied the era where all the guys come from when they get on beats and they bash them. We studied that because Cassidy could do it. Everybody could do that and stay in a pocket. Wheezy could do it. So that's what we studied. We didn't study like nothing outside of that because that was the purest, most rawest part of hip hop, being able to chain like that. That's tough to do, man. A lot of niggas can't do that. That's tough to do it. If you can carry that for a long time and years on, Banks is still doing it now at this age. He's still doing it right now. So that means that's something he studied. Like when I was talking about Joe Budden earlier, that's not Joey's style. Of Joey doesn't do that style. He can play in it, but that ain't his style.
Yeah,
No, Fab is probably the
he's
people
more
that do it. The
unorthodox.
the Dipset, Banks, Fab, all them did that. Cam was surgical with that. Mace, that wasn't really his style, but he could. Mace could carry it though. Mace could play in it for sure. But Killer, that was his whole. Soon as I get here, niggas want to wrap the rock up. Nah, bag and slab, wrap the rocks up. Gats wheel, back your block up. Cop killers, blast it. Like that shit, that's Killer. A lot of people don't know that. That carrying that punch form is very, very difficult. Very. It's not an easy thing. So
Yeah,
that's why when I see a nigga do that, I look at him with another eye, like, hey, he kind of like
I would like to add on the record, bro. If that's what you mean, Philadelphia been doing that.
Philadelphia been doing what?
The rhyming like that and compounding that shit back to back. I'm saying we can go all the way back to like Reed Dollars and all the guys from the DVD
I
era.
think Philadelphia got more of a rhythm
I think it's
than that.
before that, probably Major Figures.
Major figures, yeah, they could, yeah,
Made
yeah.
they got a rhythm, but their rhythm comes from their cadence rapping is forcing the rhythm because they did. You hear the same thing when they're rapping a cappella.
Hmm.
You understand?
Yeah,
Rhyme and Joey Jihad and all them. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, vodka,
That
cheap raw.
that was the rawest part of hip hop when people displayed their power like that to us. Not what we see now. When you can display your writing ability, because it was about writing. It wasn't about like just saying anything. It was writing. Let me hear what he said. Like like when you go to Banks' intro on the first album, Hunger for More, like when you listening to him, to your Rams fitted and all that shit, the way you carrying that shit consistently, that ain't no that's not bro. People don't know thinking is hard, man. Thinking is a hard, stressful thing, bro. What we able to
Yeah.
do as rappers, that's any of us, right? It's really gonna be a side effect because we shouldn't be able to pull words and do that over and over again.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Verb. That was one of the things I ain't gonna say I was nervous about,
Yeah.
but just the pressure, right?
Uh-huh.
To come from all of those mixtapes and shit, and then have a commercial, heavy anticipated first
Mm-hmm.
album, and to be able to have the confidence to say I'm gonna cross this mixtape flow over to my studio album.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're dealing with major marketing dollars and execs behind your project,
Mm-hmm.
and still have the confidence to put those lines and those cadences and compounds and shit like that into those
Mm-hmm.
songs. Even like a song like "I'm So Fly,"
Mm-hmm.
if you go back and listen to it, like it's the coolest shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if I would have put them same verses to a more high tempo beat,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been one of those shits I could have sit on the corner.
Oh, okay, okay. Now see that makes sense.
As well as "On Fire." Like
On
"On
fire,
Fire"
yeah.
was my first commercial record, but if you
Rocks
take
on
those
my
verses
waist,
off and
gold,
put them
gold,
over
thunder. Yeah.
Shook Ones or something like
Yep.
that, I would be able to deliver it the same way.
Start it up too then. If you're gonna do that, start it up was like that too.
Yeah,
But
more cadence.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to tell you something too. While you heard you made me do a bad decision. And I never told you this, but all my boys know this. You made me do one of the stupidest things I ever did in my life.
What was that?
Yeah, I was waiting on you to ask. It's like you didn't give a fuck and shit like that. You just got quiet, like,
What was
all
it?
right, yeah, whatever. All right.
I was trying to predict it
Oh,
before
okay.
you said it. That's what.
Getting my hands tattooed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front. Like
Yeah.
I immediately regretted it,
Yeah.
not for the reasons people would probably think, but I was on tour and shit and performing every day and fucking. You don't realize how many times you put your hands in your pocket. Especially when you count money a lot.
Yeah.
Now that was just a little
That was
obnoxious
a mean
verb
flex too,
type
nigga.
tip.
That was
Yeah,
hey,
yeah. And I, I,
that was
I
a
was trying to
mean
back
flex.
you for a
I
second.
wasn't gonna say nothing. It
Yeah,
sounded crazy.
hey,
He
Banks,
got
you
he went
gotta
crazy real
stop.
quick.
Hey, hold on,
Banks
wait,
went crazy real
hey,
quick.
hey, Banks, that little sarcastic shit you just watch. Yeah, especially if you count money a lot. Go ahead though, continue with your story.
That was my rendition of you. I was trying to keep up with
Nah,
you
you
real
weren't
quick.
keeping that. Now you stuck your chest out real smooth. He said, especially if you count money a lot. All right, go
Nah,
ahead.
but seriously though, that shit, yo, my hands, it was fucked up for a minute because it felt like just performing and sweating and shit like that. It took a while to heal, and I immediately regretted that shit.
And it burns too. That's one of my
Yeah,
most
that's a fact.
painful tattoos. The hands, for all y'all listening, don't do it. I did it when I saw his cover. I saw how his hands was hidden, and I was like, "Hey, that's hard." And my hands, I went and got them done, and that was one of the most painful tattoos I think I ever had. Yeah, it burns. It burns a different way. Like it's like, nah, I shouldn't have never did no shit like that. And that's your fault, nigga. Yo, see, influences fuck people
Yeah,
up.
that's a fact.
Yeah, that's your fault. Cause they was highlighting it on the album cover. On the front of the album cover, you was showing that shit, and you brainwashed many other people to do that. Don't you feel bad? You want to apologize to us or anything like that, or you just don't give a fuck?
Not really, because it could have been worse. I could have put a tat on the middle of my fucking forehead.
No, that wasn't in that time. You made everybody
And
start
Verb
selling
and
dope
Verb
and
would have
rap.
did and Verb would have did that too, Banks.
Shit,
You
I ain't
right.
never been that dumb
You
now.
right. He'd have did that shit
Shit.
too, Banks. You right.
I ain't never been that dumb. The fuck on the skull? No, that's all right. I don't need that. No, that's not the case. But what that influence did, it made everybody decide they gonna rap or sell dope. Cause what was your other option? Ain't no job hiring you with your hands tattooed. How? How, Banks?
I ain't gonna front, because when I started getting like real tattoos, like my first tattoos came like 15, 16, Jamaica Avenue shit. And when I started getting to like LA, being around like Cartoon and them, they was tatted from forehead, hand, legs, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first time I really started seeing like everybody with their hands tattooed and
Mm-hmm.
shit. So it was a little taboo, coming from where we come from.
Yeah, and it was a bad influence on the rest of us because I know a lot of us did that. We followed that because what we see is what we emulate. You know what I'm saying? The styles is what we see people that we look up and say they are really cool. Like the Dipset was very inspirational had all of us wearing pink. Cam made every like if I feel like this, if a rapper does not make you want to do something like him, he ain't no real rapper. That's the way I looked at it. I never seen it no other way. Cam made all of us wear pink and get our earrings bigger. He did. They made us wear skull belts. They did. Like the tattoos here with Banks. I think Banks was probably one of the first rappers that we seen urban with that on his hands. We didn't see many people with that. So you got to clone like Fab style of dressing with jerseys put the whole world on. If you, I do not consider you a impactful rapper if you didn't make other people do something that you done. I just don't see it that way. I don't. Nelly made niggas wear Band-Aids and Air Force Ones because that is our shoe. And before you New York niggas start thinking it's y'all's, it's not. It's our shoe.
You know what's funny, Verb? First time I met Nelly, because I had that line, "Pussies love Nelly." He made it look cool to wear Band-Aids. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
When I first met him, it was MTV. He was like, "Yo, man." He's like, "When I first heard that shit, I didn't know how to feel, but after playing it back a few times, that blind is hard." And he respected it.
Yeah, I mean, I think us, and in my experiences with him, he gonna respect shit like that. I don't, yeah, like people I think that ain't never had experiences with him or nothing like that, they ain't gonna really know how to take them. But a lot of us ain't gonna know how to take people. But we can respect people's creative genius. If somebody spit on me or something like that, and it's cool, I kind of understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that was kind of fly. You know what I'm saying? But when you said two to your Rams fitted, you made us all in Cardinal caps like, hey, what dude on? What about that, Banks? You want to talk about that?
I can't even
Sure
remember.
you do.
Nah, I was just like a fan of Caps. Like
No.
even in look on Fire, I said Raiders cap. I said something about the Raiders cap. My favorite hat all time is the White Sox hat. So that just came along with the jersey era too.
No, that's bullshit. The number one rapper at that time with y'all was definitely Nelly was in that mix. So when you said two to your Rams fitted, it was kind of like what do you mean by that? That's it.
Nah, you gotta go to whatever was said before that and after.
Okay, so do you remember?
Yo, honestly, I don't.
I'm kind of like that too.
Yo, I swear I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I kind of be like, because if somebody told you right now, if you can rap that entire song with no bumps and bruises, I got a million
No,
for you. You
I'm
couldn't
nah,
do it.
I'm
I
dying.
can't
I'm
do it
dying.
either. We
Yeah.
was talking about that in here with battle rappers. I can't remember that shit once it's gone.
No, cause you know what it is too. First of all, I know it's off the topic of the colorism and shit, but the age plays a big part in that,
Mm-hmm.
right? We would like to think that the older you get, you use your brain more, but I don't subscribe to that because when I was 16, 17, 18, it's nothing that I couldn't remember. You know, now it's like I think it's partly that, and then the other half is when you start getting paid for something that you did so organically, you tend to lose that that ability kind of like if you was to get a call 10 years ago to go to Hot 97 and rap for 3 minutes straight, you wouldn't have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You get that call now, not for me but for most artists who've been in the game for 20 years, you tend to perform when you get paid for it opposed to getting pulled off the neighborhood
And
and
ready
go battle somebody you got
for sure.
28 rhymes, you know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying?
It's because nothing to prove. Like if I gotta go do flex, and then when them people call me, I gotta literally say I gotta do. I feel like getting ready for it.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
lock in
it
and
ain't really nothing that you walk around loaded up for raps no more. That's kind of like over with. I think. I don't think that era. I think we like to tailor shit now for more. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the comedy world, I went to go watch Rito them perform, and just seeing their artwork, like how they put it together. It's like I can tell that these are not the same things over and over again. Like I don't know, maybe the world changed in front of us. I think it changed. We don't maybe we not as hungry. Maybe we don't look at the world as a panic no more. But anytime you start scoring at something, you're never gonna look at it and with the same hunger and
or
passion.
maybe you just getting old.
Nah,
Like
you know what it is with me? It's not that I'm not hungry no more, burgers. I seen how much money's going around, nigga. Like once I seen that and seen how much money people were making that weren't doing shit, I chilled out. I got the same hunger, dog. I just don't. I don't like seeing everybody that ain't doing shit make money, bro.
So it's the money. So basically, the money is what motivates us to chase our dreams. Then.
Nah, the dreams is there, but once the money gets involved, it makes
Yeah,
me put a hold on the
yeah, that
dream.
was my point. That was my point.
Yeah,
Cause and the reason why I agree with that is because like me and my people, we talk about that a lot. Like what was the motive, when we were real young doing the rap shit. Like, don't get me wrong, of course we wanted to flourish and get out, the environment and shit and live a different type of lifestyle. But it was really my love. Like that's what I love to do. That was my muse. I'm a writer. You know what I'm saying? So we always had that conversation, like, yo, you was doing this for the money. I'm like, not really. But when it became a reality, you start understanding that everybody else involved is 100% in it for the money. So whether it be management, assistants,
Mm,
executives, it ain't nobody else in there that's doing it on some cultural shit.
mm.
You the only one. So once you figure that out, you kind of take it personal.
Do you regret anything from this? Like, well, I guess it's tough to say regretting it, but do you regret? What is your biggest regret from being in the game? Like, what is the biggest thing that you just wish you never would experience?
That's a very good question, man. It's a tough question because if you put me back at that time, I can't tell you 100% that I would do it over. But like often a question goes like, I think the better question is, what record would you have done opposed to your introduction? Now I would say Shook Ones. So that's why I have so much respect for certain artists because granted it was a different time. We talking about early 90s, right?
Mm,
So it wasn't like an overhaul or demand of those records that break through. But since you mentioned like Nelly, you got to remember Nelly was dominating, selling 10 million records and shit before we came into the game. So the president was set much higher.
mm-hmm,
But to have the freedom to make your first single, Shook Ones,
mm-hmm,
and to be considered a top 1, 2, 3 record, hip hop record of all time,
mm-hmm.
to me, I wouldn't call it a regret because I was who I was and it was, 10 years later. But damn, like if I had the a little bit more confidence to say I'm gonna build in my mind what's a classic opposed to an impactful album.
So you think the freedom? So you saying you think the freedom of it, like making your own? Because I mean, because in my case, I wouldn't.
Not
I
a
don't.
foresight. I think it's more the foresight to know that everything that's happening or happened prior to me will eventually spin the block,
What
right?
you mean?
Because
Give me an example.
all right, perfect example. If you go to the DVD era in battle rap,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you go to the smack era in battle rap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go through after that. What's after that?
Like YouTube, kind of.
YouTube era, right? So then after the YouTube era, then you go to like COVID era.
Mm-hmm.
Now we in a place right now in battle rap where you're wondering if it's ever gonna spin the block. Like, is it ever
Oh,
gonna
go
get to the
back to
point where
that. Mm.
facts? So if you had that foresight to be like, I'm gonna just stick to what I do because it's gonna spin the block.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying.
So
A
would
lot
you?
of people don't
So
have that.
would you though? Because I wouldn't. If I known what I know now, I don't think I would do it again because it's too much you lose. Like it's too much that comes with like doing rap music or being a rapper. It's too much. Like it's like it's kind of set up to give you pleasures and destroy you at the same time. Because if you look at the things that matter, like when you doing this, the shit you lose. Like I know you probably people that you lost along the road, and like the envy and the hate. Is it worth it though to you?
Yeah, that's a tough question,
That's a
man.
tough. Cause like what like because the blessing side is you get to what it saves your life and it destroys it at the same time. You don't get both. It's nobody that it's like the headache, the stress that come from it is one thing, but the other side is you pick to see shit that nobody else will see.
You know why it's a tough question, but it's an easy answer for me.
Mm,
Like I started losing people before I even got into the game. You feel me? So
mm,
it was just like it was more like a inevitable type of thing with us, mind state wise. So it's like the mentality was more like I got to make something of myself before they kill me.
And that's what's so fucked up. I think that's what we all think. But how many crews actually make it to the end though? How many crews come in and make it to the end though? Like the parts that you like the most about it when everybody around and you know what I'm saying, it's like a love, but then the money and the fame and the envy, the hate, the demons, it destroys everything. But you still get to keep going. You do. But it's like everything about everything else stops. All the things that matter and make us human are taken from us. And
So
I don't think nobody knows it.
yeah, it's legacy. And I just think that's a human thing. I don't think we start thinking about legacy at that early of an age unless you're forced to.
Do you think you're happier now or then?
Then
You said that quick. Then, so you're happier then, back then, like opposed to right now. What do you think makes you more
hands
happier then?
I tell people this all the time, whether you're doing rap, comedy, playing sports, it's like the work that you had to put in, the pain, the ups and downs and all that shit, you don't really understand that it's never really gonna happen again, right? Like what happens when you get comfortable? What happens when it just happens effortlessly?
Mm.
Like you're never gonna get that feeling again or that gratification of actually stepping up, right? So like I push my pen just as much now as I did back then, but I'm not surprising myself no more.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So like those beginning stages where everybody is just getting a hold of who you are
Mm-hmm.
and figuring out what they like or love about
Mm-hmm.
you, it ain't gonna never be that way again.
Mm-mm.
Period.
It's like
Right.
you test yourself, and then once you say, "Oh, I still got it," you cool off the shit. That's how it is with me. If I sit down and like write a joke and I try and I see that I still got it, man, I'll take a whole month off. I don't be giving a fuck.
And but you kind of like you know what you're doing. It's like muscle memory. So you're just shocking your body. You're just shocking yourself. You're deliberately taking the gas off to breathe and then shock yourself. So that's like a trick we play on ourselves because of what I'm saying. Like it becomes the norm,
To be great.
and every now and then you just make it a little difficult. Like if I put this sword down for 30 days, let's see if I can still
Pick it up.
slice your fucking head off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So do you think as humans, especially well when you do rap, do you think that you at your maximum or do you think you hit your maximum or do you think you'll go higher than that? What do you think?
No. The reason why I don't think that I've hit my ceiling is because now my objective is different, right? It's like how you said you could be influential with hand tattoos or the way you dress or
Mm.
whatever. I was also influential with the content that I put out there. So the same way I made you think it was, money cash holes or whatever, now I feel like an obligation to change that and bring you to where I'm at, as a 42-year-old.
Mm.
Like I don't really have the want or the need to like be younger in my music and shit like that. Like now I'm trying to give you a message. It's the believe it or not though, it's like the same urgency as far as legacy,
Mm.
right? Like when I came in the game, it was like I gotta beat somebody before I ain't here no
Mm.
more. Now it's like I gotta be the new version of me before I ain't here no more.
But still not be
Like
it, but still
I
not
don't
go in
want to leave.
reverse. That's
I don't want to leave you with the 21-year-old version of
right.
me. I want to leave you with the grown man version of me.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand a lot of grown men that listen to like the young guys, like putting your mind back in a place where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you listening to like a 22-year-old rapper and you're 38 or 40, it's like it kind of don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Tell me where we at now with it. It's a challenge. That's like when you listen to Jay, he gives you who he is now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's our goal as rappers. We ain't supposed to go backwards. You supposed to tell them who you are now. Cause that era of who he is gone. You'll never be 21-year-old Banks again. You'll never be able to look at life from them eyes again or make the same mistakes. I'm pretty sure it's mistakes that you made that you would never make again. But you know what I'm saying? Like never. Like I would never do no shit like that again.
Or put it in story mode or concept mode, like kind of like how Jay did with American Gangster. Like that was his way of his excuse to go back into the mindset
Mm.
of Reasonable Doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you watching a movie and it goes back in the day, you know how the story started. That's a way you could still get that message across to the younger generation. But if you want to be, I always say we get one chance to be ignorant. Anything else after that is just stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think you miss from touring? Like back then, what do you think one thing you miss? Like what is something that you miss from that time?
Yo.
Hey, you just
First of
got
all,
said. He's like, oh my god.
no, yeah, you gotta edit yourself out sometime. But it wasn't no phones. Like it was phones, but it wasn't no camera phones and shit like that.
Mm,
So the attention that was paid on detail was way higher now.
mm.
Now it's like motherfucker just pull out the phone and take a picture. Like I can't remember the last time I actually signed something.
I ain't used a pen in so long. Like yeah, I
You
ain't
know
used
what I'm
no
saying?
pen.
Like now somebody has to have a memorabilia of some sort for you to actually sign a CD, a vinyl. Like back then, it was like sign my shirt, sign my pants, sign my jersey, whatever it was, sign my hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the autograph anymore. It's about the picture. It changed up, but along with a lot of other things. Um,
All right, so can we do this then? Let me ask you a question because you said I'm in an interview bag right now because I like to talk to people and ask them from what they saw. Do you have a story of something being on the road that was so unique for the first time you saw it? Like, what was the first thing you saw being on the road that was shocking to you? Like, I've never seen this before.
Too many is.
Like, give me one when the first time y'all went somewhere and I've never seen this before.
I mean, it's too many stories. But I don't want to like try to like grab like a real crazy
No,
story,
no,
but
not that. Like a technology. Like okay, like when you go overseas, you see
no,
things.
just
Yeah.
no. I got you. I'll just give you my first experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my first show was in I think PA.
Mm-hmm.
It was at a venue like the Rock Jungle, some shit like that. It was, the Chitlin Circuit type concerts. And if you go back to that first mixtape, like I got the gun is covering my face. Like that was like a mistake I made.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought it was cool, but it was covering my face, so nobody knew what I looked like.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to the first show, somebody came upstairs and was like kind of just asking for me and just, by description, but couldn't identify me face wise. So that was like, to me, that was dope for me. Cause I've heard like Ghostface say sometimes he wish he never took off the mask.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, damn, like that's what I mean. Like you'll never get that chance to debut again. And that's why if you look at like my AON series or a lot of my mixtape covers, I started just putting a silhouette of myself, like fading to black, to kind of like try to capture that feeling for whoever might be catching on to it as a new consumer, to try to get that mystique back. So that was the dopest thing for me, to not have my face exposed and somebody recognize me by my voice. Like even when my first time recording with M, I did a whole verse, right? One take, and he's like, yeah, that's cool. He's like, that's cool, Banks. He was like, but do it again and do the And when he said it, I was like, oh shit. See, when I used to rap, it'd be like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? And I was just so uncut from the neighborhood and lack of recording experience. That just naturally came out in my delivery.
Mm-hmm.
So me trying to clean it up, like, M set me backwards and was like, nah, like when I first heard you, this is how you sound. Give me that on this tape.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
So
like,
yeah, so a flaw became a signature.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like
signature. Yeah.
sometimes those mistakes, or when you say like regret, it's kind of like some accidents happen for a reason.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna call no names, but if you look at some of the artists that came after me,
Mm-hmm.
they implemented that that
Yeah.
defect into their vocal.
Yeah. It was. But it was just really you catching your like breath, projecting. It just came out like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know how they explain it, but when M spotted it and was like, "Nah, do it again and do the," I was like, "Oh shit," because you know in the beginning people, some people like it, some people joke about
Yeah,
it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Was that the first time you somebody ever asked you to do that?
Yeah, that was the first
Mm,
time. First time. Second time was recording with Dre, and he kind of said the same thing. He was like, because I used to do 6 tracks. You know
You
what I
recorded
mean?
six yeah, back then. Everybody, yeah, they did stack their vocal like that.
Yeah, I was doing lead, lead double and then 4 stacks and shit.
Yeah.
And then I had stopped. I went back down to like 2 to 3. And then the first time I recorded with Dre, he made me do 8 stacks. So it's like he's a genius. Like he figured out how to manipulate sound and shit. So somebody else could tell you, "Oh, you should flatten your vocals out." And then somebody else would bring you right back 360.
But you know what? When Dre record, it's like he panned the vocals. They do sound thicker and warmer though. Probably because like you said, if you stacked it, so that means you did about what 3 or 4 leads on it, probably.
I can't remember. I just know it was like 8 total tracks. And to me, that was like I had never done that many,
Right.
but it was people around me that was saying like you shouldn't do as many.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like along the ride, as things change, the things that made you unique sometimes could be, stripped from you and shit based off the climate of what's going on. So
It
those
sounds
two
like you only
things
use
were
about
something
two
that,
now though. Sound
huh?
like you only use about 2 or 3 now though.
I'm at 4. I'm at 4 now.
Okay. Yeah, sound like about two or
Yeah,
three.
but that's because of clarity.
Mhm.
My back then my flow cadence was a little slower. Now it's more compacted. It's more
Mhm.
syllables and you know what I mean, action going on. So I had to remove a few of those vocals just to make sure it cuts through.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you be recording yourself? Cause I ain't good at that.
Nah, that's the only
Yeah,
thing
I ain't good.
that I haven't done that I'm like when I speak to Ransom, he records himself. So I think that's the ultimate cheat code.
I can't do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's my patience level, and it's nothing like having somebody do it that's fast, cause I can focus on something else. Like it's tough. It's a tough thing.
Let me ask you a
Uh,
question. And the reason why I'm asking is because I've forgotten a lot of shit, right?
uh.
Like in the actual moment. Like how many times have you prepared for a battle and thought of some shit and forgot it?
Only thing that make you really forget, cause I don't make
Your phone might ring, anything.
no. Like only thing, like I don't really. The way I prepare for shit like that, I got a low turnover rate because when I get ready, I turn on every appliance in the house. I do it with all distractions on. So I might turn the TV on, I might turn the dishwasher on, turn the radio on, and go through it. And I do that in the sauna to like, cause if you go in the sauna and rehearse, your brain is at its hottest. You know what I'm saying? So if the brain can function at 130, I'm good in the room. So that's why I don't really like drop the ball, cause I knew going to New York City, like when I was going out there with them and challenging y'all city, I knew I didn't have the range to make a mistake. So I had to be able to lock in no matter what was going on. So I train with distractions. I don't train in silence. I never have. Got to turn the distractions up because you never know what's going to happen in that moment. Now in this era, it's in this era of it, you can kind of ignore it a little bit because it's not the same era. But going out to New York and fighting with y'all, they waiting on you to make a mistake, and one mistake could fry your whole entire thinking. You want That's why you see some people, they might make a mistake and they'll never get it back because your adrenaline raised, your heart rate raised, you looking for it in your head and can't find it. They staring at you. That's why I always train to the max. That's why I don't have a large turnover rate at all. Like, and I've been on stage a lot of times. That's just the way I did it. I knew for a fact it's if you train your brain to go through it with distraction, you wouldn't have no problem in no room. Like training underwater as a boxer. You know what I'm saying? It's the same kind of theory. I was the only one, I think one of the only ones who did that though, too though. Because I was telling people, they used to ask me, how do I be able to remember? And I tell them like, this is what I do. I put myself in distractions. Like once I'm done writing it, I train it and remember it in distraction.
Same here.
With distraction. Yeah.
Nah, that's a fact. 'Cause I used to early on, we used to write raps in the studio. You know, everything you could think of was happening around that. You know, and then as I got older, shit, I probably wrote about 4 or 5 projects with fucking babies on my chest. You know what I'm
Yes, yeah. See, that's just training you to do it harder.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
why
like it's tougher because you gotta. Hey, I gotta go pick him up. I gotta go do this. I gotta change. Like all in the meantime. Yeah, that makes your mind stronger. But I sit.
a lot of my verses I write like, well, not literally write, but in my head I write while I'm driving this shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do you write better in the house or outside?
You well, I write better under pressure if that makes sense.
Okay.
So sometimes, like Rito was saying, like you, sometimes I just take a little break or I'll kind of like test myself.
Mm.
You know, like instead of over preparing, I just do it on the spot.
Mm.
I think I'm a better on spot writer than I am
Me too.
when I'm not.
Yeah, I go in the studio with nothing. All right.
Yeah, so if I go in with nothing and just sit at the board,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up with some crazy shit because I'm tricking myself.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's to the point where I'll be like, man, I don't know, I thought I could have did better, and then it's received way different.
Yeah.
That's why I learned to stop overthinking shit and just,
Let it be.
hey man, this is what we do.
For me, I think sunlight helps and colors and shit like that, opposed to like being trapped in. Like outside, warmer weather, I create better, opposed to cold weather. You know what I'm saying? Like if I gotta do something, I need to see the oxygen hit your brain too. Oxygen.
I'm not. I'm the total opposite.
You like to be locked in?
Yeah, I'm rainy day boy.
Total
Yeah.
opposite. Rainy
Rain
day,
triggers.
cold, snowing.
Rain is a good trigger though. Rain make you write good.
Yeah,
It
for
do.
me,
Yeah, I'm dangerous.
snow too.
I used to sit in the car and write to the windshield wiper. Like when it was raining,
I can't do
I
that.
would.
I don't think.
Yeah, I would catch the tempo off the windshield wiper. That was the beat.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
Word.
See, that's crazy. We all got different kind of methods. That's crazy. I
Yeah.
never even thought to do no shit like that. Like I couldn't do that. But when the colors is bright, I see a lot of bright greens and orange, like bright colors. I notice my thoughts would backflip a little better, opposed to. But the rain is calming though. I can create outside in the rain, like on the porch. I can. Yeah,
Sir,
the rain is calming. It is. It's kind of like therapeutic too. And most of the
It's,
time,
straight up. I can write and record all day when it's raining. Like it's nothing. Snow as well, like I
snow.
that
said.
shit eliminates temptation too, though. It depends on where you at in your life and your age, right?
Mm,
Because if I know it's a fucked up day, it's like it's not a coincidence. Like if it's a snowy day, you already set yourself where it's like, all right, let me go to the supermarket. Probably ain't going outside.
mm.
You know what I mean? So that just puts me in that zone by default. If it's a nice day outside, you might want to step outside. So that's why
Word.
naturally, like my biggest projects on my volume comes Halloween time, cold corner, winter time. That's just how it's been with me.
Mm. Yeah, for me, like it's something about when the sun hit you. When the sun hits you, it kind of like I get more thoughts. I get more excited about everything when the sun rays hit your skin. Like it charge you up like a battery. You know what I'm saying? It's for me. It hits me like a battery, and you say, "Okay, I can see this now. I can see this." And then sometimes being outside, hearing sounds, or you might see a car go by and it trigger a thought, or you might see a child playing in the street. Those things trigger thoughts and make you remember shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. We talking about shit that like most people that ain't rappers they won't ever understand. And the brain is such a muscle. It's like what happens 20 years from now, like from thinking like this. Like what happens?
The minister say when we doing what we do, he say we doing mathematics on the highest level. I'm gonna send you this drawing where he break it all
Mm.
down.
Math. What you mean
It's
mathematics?
crazy
What you
though.
mean?
I'm gonna just send it to you because I don't even want to
Oh,
misquote
okay,
it.
yeah. Like it's because we
But
sit.
you'll be able to bear witness when you hear what he say though,
Yeah.
man, because he like it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Like no, getting that man knows a lot. When I got selected to listen, sit in his meeting, 30 people, just listening to it, like the way he view things is right. You know what I'm saying? What we able to do with our brains is not a normal thing. Like it's kind of like autism. Honestly, it's like not everybody. Like if you ain't really skilled or nothing, then it's just a doofus putting together words. But somebody that's putting together words, we take words out of our head and create a movie out of them, and then you got to make the person see the movie in front of you, something that's only in your head. You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta remember it.
Yeah, it's like, but even if you're recording, you still got to paint your picture from what you like. I got to take a thought of it or emotion of mine and make you see it.
Yo, it's crazy you say that, right? Because sometimes I be feeling like I'm on like a mountain by myself.
Mm,
Because a lot of these hip hop or writer conversations don't happen a lot.
mm.
But I get what you're saying because it almost feels like I'm pulling this shit from somewhere else.
Yeah,
Like, right? Like, granted, my mother gave us a dictionary and shit when I was little, so I used to I used to read a dictionary all the time. So I got the vocabulary, but the way to say it, the way how to set it up, it just feels like I'm pulling that shit from somewhere
it's
else
our
at
it's
times.
our it's our ancestors and power. Cause I ask every rapper this. When I ask them how do you rap, they never have an answer. Cause I don't have an answer. It's just something that just happens. Like you don't even know how you able to take words that everybody has access to, and backflip them, ricochet them, and make you see something that you didn't see.
Yeah, you can't tell me that somebody wasn't dropping that shit on Rakim's rooftop.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, something doesn't make sense. Like Kane and them, Big Daddy Kane and all that. Like it's like something doesn't make sense. And I think this is something I asked Kane before. Like how? It's because it's something that I think all of us. Some people are selected to do it. I think anybody can challenge themselves too, but some people are selected to make words our being. You know what I'm saying? Like taking words and defying gravity with them and making us look at the words differently.
Yeah,
Sounds like, you know what I'm saying? It's how you could take a sound and you can break it down and make us think, what do you mean by that? That's like it's power.
yeah, I got a good question for you, Verb.
Sure.
You too, Briz. It's a very good question. Do you think you're talented or you just worked hard?
I think what we able to do is a gift. I don't think it's because even if I don't use it
Right,
when it's time to turn it on, it will power on. Like you know what I'm saying. Like a work hard person is like, okay, if you don't work out in the gym consistently, you're gonna lose the muscle mass that you have. That's a workout person. Opposed,
right.
opposed to a ape that's naturally gonna be 200, 300 pounds with abs and big shoulders. That's a gift. You see what I'm saying? I think some of us have gifts but some people can use like work hard and become a factor, but when they stop, that power is gone. I don't think rhyming words will ever be nothing that will leave. I think at 60, 65, I'll still be able to put words together.
Mind you, I'm not really asking that for me because I feel like how you feel, but that's a big question, right?
Mhm.
A lot of people walk around and they wonder, like, well, if I just put the work in or put the pen down, I could be just as good. So I was just wondering, like,
That's a
do
lot.
you?
You can't be. That's a lot.
Nah, I don't. I think it's different because like there's niggas that are gifted like that, Verb, where like they're big muscular niggas, but they slow. So it's like they can't think past that nigga. It's just brute force.
Are
They'll
they
run
are
through
they
a
light
wall.
are they light skinned or dark
Yeah.
skinned?
They gotta be dark skinned. Like the Green
Yeah.
Mile nigga, dark
Yeah.
skinned, of course.
But that's a gift to be that big and strong. If he doesn't work out, he's still gonna look like that.
Yeah, but if it's like this, Verb. Like if he run through a wall, that's not a gift. That's an accident to me. This nigga's just big as fuck, nigga. You know
Yeah,
what I
why
mean?
is his size?
Yeah, it's just
I don't
size. I
think
don't
that's
think
an
that's a
actual
gift for
gift. I
real.
think it might be something he might appreciate it like a gift, but I don't think you being
So
big is a
Briz,
gift per se.
so Briz, do you feel like when you picked up that pen, whether it be first day, first week, first month, first year, do you feel like now in hindsight that you were just talented, more talented than the other niggas who picked up the pencil at your time
You talking about within battle rap years or like when I first started rapping and
when you
writing?
first started writing and shit? Like, because I'm pretty
See,
sure
I
you had
was
people
young
in your
as hell,
neighborhood.
bro, so I wouldn't say I was talented because I was way young. I was like trying to get the steps
So
together.
was
But
it?
when I
So
was
did you
like,
have peer group that was rapping with you at that time?
yes, sir,
Were they better than you at the same level?
absolutely. They was all better than me.
Were they older than you?
Yes, they were. They was like 3 and 4 years older than me, but they was all better than me.
Still a gift then. If you could still look at it and from that perspective and say, all right, that these guys are older than me, that means their thoughts are just more mature. But if you're in a
Yeah,
room with
you
them,
you you were
it's a
gifted enough
gift.
to compare yourself to those
Yeah.
guys.
It just didn't. You just wasn't
Okay,
big enough. Like we can see a gifted 6-year-old basketball player. You can see one.
right.
Like a 12-year-old. You put a 6-year-old that's gifted around some 12. You can still notice he's gifted. He's just not big enough yet. Once his brain and his body.
So you think you could be gifted and not good? Does that make like
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I think you can be
Okay.
gifted and not good for sure because you still it's a combination. Like okay, like if you take a singer, I think singers are gifted. Like real vocalists are gifted. That's something that they will be able to do at any time. I think when they work at it with repetition, I think what that does is what makes them great. But a singer is just a singer. Like they a singer comes out 3 4 years old, you'll be able to hear it, the tone. You'll be able to hear a 1 year old's vocals run through the house if they upset, if they scream. You'll be able to hear the pitches, the sounds in it. You know what I'm saying? You can hear those things. So I think that is a gift. I don't see that as.
Now I kind of agree. It's like if you give your son a football, right,
Mhm.
and the first few times he throws it, now he not only throws it far, but he throws a spiral.
You know what that is?
That ain't regular
That's
shit.
not. And then if he can do it over and over again, his genetic is telling you I'm a football player. So it's on you to shift him in that direction. You can't give him a pen
Facts.
if he's telling you if he picks up a ball like most little boys, they're gonna pick up a ball. When you know you'll notice a baby at 2 years old shooting a basketball. He could be hitting shots from across the room and not even trying. We got a basketball player on our hands because he's doing something effortless. He's not even. He don't have a technique. He don't have he doesn't know he's not following through. The ball is just going in. I think every kid and every human tells you what they are. Like a little badass kid that always punching something. This is a boxer. He's telling you he's a boxer. It's just do you shift him to take his gift and maximize it? You see what I'm saying? Do you take his gift and you put him in and say, we're gonna take this frustration and rage you got out here. Let's see you do it here in this rule setting.
Yo, check this out, right? 'Cause this is why I be like I bug out. Like I still bug out, right? My I learned how to draw from my father, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was left-handed. I'm right-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my kids, Verb, you can't take them away from pencils and paper. They draw all day. Like you know how like the kids be on the game and shit, and you like, oh, put that game away.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell them to put the markers and the pencils and shit away. They love to draw, and they both left-handed.
So,
But that
but
don't mean that
you
they're
can't draw at all. You can't draw at
No,
all.
no, I
no no.
no, I could draw before I did music. That's what I did. Like
But you didn't learn though. It's genetically passed down.
that's
That just says
that's what I
artistry.
was trying to say right
Yeah,
now. My father
artistry.
sent
Yeah.
me my father sent me the first drawings I saw from jail. So it wasn't like I sat and physically watched him do it. He sent me shit through letters and I was intrigued. And then I said, let me try this shit. And then I started drawing this shit and I was very good for my age. So same thing with them. I didn't force them to draw. I just showed them my old drawings. They
And
sat
it
down
unlocks.
and now they're
Mm-hmm.
better than me than I was at that age.
But that's still a design of an artist. When you take a pen and you create your raps, that's still drawing. You still painting a picture. It's just a different way. My father's a musician. At 3 years old, he was on the front of magazines playing every instrument. My mother was an actress and a singer. So when you put them things together, genetic line comes down and it says, now we make this. You see what I'm saying? That's why genetics is so important. If I known what I know now, I would have had about four baby mamas that was 6'5" and up. You know what I'm saying? Because I can make ball players. I can make, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're supposed to pick people like that. We supposed like so when he showed you his drawing and he wasn't there, and it just unlocked your power. It just unlocked it, and then you turned it left. Okay, I can draw now. Paint a picture with your words. That's the same thing. A real rapper, a real artist is painting a picture, because he has to take thoughts and draw them out so we see them. So now with your kids, if they saw that, that don't mean that they will be rappers. They could be painters. They could be architects. They could be anything. But
Facts.
yeah, the genetic is painting pictures,
To put some shit together.
creating. Yeah,
Hmm.
creating. Yeah, that's the genetic is creating. So what do you create? You know what I'm saying? Create. I didn't go the route of playing all instruments like my father. Like I didn't go that route.
You
I
became the instrument.
Yeah, I became the instrument, and that's what it. Like, when you become an instrument, that was just me, and then with my mother's background, you mix them both together, and then you get this product. You see what I'm saying? That's the cool thing about a genetic. But his father probably could, and his father probably could, and his father probably could. Sometimes it might skip a line, but it's still in the bloodline, so it can activate at any time. Like that shit can come out of anybody if it's in that blood at any second. It'll pop out any second, any second. Just
So,
like and,
mm,
uh,
my bad. Go ahead.
no, no, because I know this is gonna be a little left, but just like a girl who's a whore, her mother was a whore, and her mother was a whore and the genetic. If she's a lying whore, she comes from that background. It's in the genetic. You don't just pick that up and say, "I'm gonna be a lying whore." You don't even have to be around your mother. It's in your genetic, lying whore. It is. It's there. Like if my father was a jack and robber, that genetic would be inside. How do you unlock it though? I got to see something to unlock it. I got to see something to feel of taking something, and then see how it triggers them. You know what I'm saying? Who we are is what they were, just in different forms for this time.
Do you
That's
feel
it.
like the gift is rapping, or do you feel like the gift is actually the ability to orate, right? Because I always be talking to my folks about this. It's like I feel like when we born determines how the gift is manifested. So we born when rap is a thing. So but if Malcolm and them is born in the '80s, are they rappers today? If
That's
we
a good.
born back
That's a
in the
good question.
'40s and the '30s, are we like on the podium speaking about the
Yep.
world issues in the
You're
'60s?
100% right. You're right. I believe that because it's just what time you in and what did you see? What time frame are you in? The technology, what is available? Because
Right.
like even when Banks talking about what his kids can do with a pen, this era, the eras of life they gonna be growing into because we got a chat TBT now. You can tell it what to do. You see what I'm saying? Now you don't have to physically take the pen up and create it. You can look at the screen and say, draw me a house with this, that, and the other, change this, and it's still a form of artistry. It's just the technology available is right in front of us. You see what I'm saying? It depends on where you are and what triggers that thought to unlock and what is available for
So
you to
are we
use.
gifted rappers or are we gifted speakers who
We're,
can
we're
just rhyme that shit?
I think we are some form of poets at some form. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're some form of poets. We're some form of thinker. You got to go back. Got to be a thinker first. If you can create raps on a high level like that, you're a thinker. So you come from a bloodline of thinkers. Someone had to think. Like my father,
Mhm.
but my father playing instruments, that's a thinking thing. That's a thinking. You got to be able to think to understand. So I think we're thinkers that can mutate to whatever we want, depending on the
Right.
time. You know what I'm saying? Like
All of us could be ministers.
all of us for sure.
Okay.
All of us for sure.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
Because first thing we got to do it in front of people.
Yes, sir.
You know how hard it is for a human to get on stage in front of thousands and say something that they created from their mind, and that's even in the comedy world. How those are some forms of of speakers. Because first thing, you can't be afraid to be in a room full of people. If you ask anybody listening, can they go on stage in front of 5,000 people and rap another nigga's raps? They wouldn't be able to do it.
Nope.
They wouldn't be able to do it because first thing you got to not be afraid to stand in the middle of a stage and have everybody looking directly at you and be willing to be judged. Those are speakers. Martin Luther King. Those are Malcolm X's. Those because they weren't afraid to be the center. Most people don't want to be the center because it comes with so much scrutiny, hate, and people can laugh at you or they can praise you. But you first thing and something else, we got to be risk takers. We got to be risk takers. We got to be bold and risk takers to say, I'm going to stand here and let y'all judge me. I have a couple minutes to make y'all fall for what I'm saying or reject it. Most humans will not do that because it's too much of a pressure. Anxiety goes off. It's a fear factor. Most people cannot do it. Like I think about 85% of the world would be afraid to do that. To go in front on stage in front of 5,000 people and rap your favorite song and let them judge you will be hard for most people.
You know what's harder than that?
Absolutely. The
You know
biggest
what's
fear.
harder to do than that, Bert?
What's up?
See, by the time you make it to 5,000 people,
Mhm.
well, not from like you said, a ordinary person on the street, but when you build up that reputation to be able to deserve to be on that stage is one thing. You still get nervous, right?
Mhm.
I take it to the purest form, right? Like the first time you rapped in front of your neighborhood,
Mm.
right? Because these are the people that know you.
No.
So you gotta,
Yes.
so you wondering if it's an honest air, right?
Mhm.
Is it a deliberate air? is
A
the
hateful air.
hateful air. You don't
Yeah.
really know, right?
Yeah,
So the confidence to do that in front of your peers and the people you grew up from, that's where it starts. Like your first corner battle, your first
absolutely.
talent show.
Yeah.
Because you right.
The hood gonna come. When you go, they're gonna see to judge you. Yes, they are.
That's a
And they
fact.
know you. So what you say, see, they hear you talk on a regular basis. They go to the corner store with you, they go play ball with you, so they know you. You gotta get on stage and make them unknow you and look at you as another
So that's
person.
where it starts. Where a motherfucker be like,
Yeah.
yo, Verb, yo, do that shit you did yesterday.
And then look, I gotta be able to snap my fingers and go directly into it
Right.
without thinking. Yeah, like without
Because
thinking
what
or
did we
getting
have
we
before that, Verb? Think about it. Before we came outside to do that, when you in the house, you got Soul Train,
mm-hmm,
you got fucking Mr. Rogers and shit, like
mm-hmm,
Sesame Street, right? You just everything you amused by is on that television.
mm-hmm,
So when you come outside, you become that thing now. Like now, motherfuckers is coming outside and hoping you come outside that same day. And then this other motherfucker that's nice down the block. So that's where I come from, where it was just so organic and
mm-hmm,
innocent
mm-hmm.
and inspiring.
And you gotta be a psychopath
Yo,
because
that's
one
a
thing
fact.
is you got like to do it over
My
and
mother used to be
over.
like, yo, cut that mumbling shit out.
Man, you got to be a psych because look, every time you do it, you risking scrutiny. So you gotta be able to say, I'm gonna detach my reality and I'm gonna keep doing this regardless of what y'all think. I know it
It's
like personally,
insane, man.
It's
we're the
insane,
same.
Brizz. The
Yeah,
person
we're
who
the same.
influenced you, it was Rakim. He talking to me through the fucking television.
Mhm.
I never met him. It ain't
Yeah,
nobody like that in my neighborhood.
right.
So I had to see that shit and go, damn, I know I can't do what he's doing now, but he influenced me to want to try. And I think that
Straight
the
up.
difference between that generation and this generation is some of these kids can look at the TV and what they see, they say, man, if he could do that shit, I know I could do it.
Hmm.
So you understand what I'm saying? The
Absolutely.
expectation and the admiration is not even there. They're looking at the capacity of what you're doing and saying, that's not that hard to do. I could do
But
that
it
shit.
is hard. But it's very hard to do.
No, it was hard for us.
I think it's been made to look like it's not hard to do. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But that's another
I'm
topic.
saying in this generation now,
Hmm.
Hmm.
when they're looking at what they're looking at, it's more dumbed down.
Yes, sir.
So they're not looking at it the way we looked at Nas. I didn't feel like I could
Absolutely.
do that shit Nas is doing. I never felt like that. I think some of these artists, when they looking, they're going, I could do that. It's
I
That's
think
a
it's done on
but that's
purpose,
a
bro.
lie though. That's a lie because everybody not picked to do it.
no.
It's
I'm saying in their mind, what they're
yeah.
saying, you know what I mean. In their mind, them telling themselves, well, that's a regular girl right there. If she could,
Yeah, because because you know what? I think that forms from number one. It forms from a jealousy. When a person says, "I can do what you can do," that's automatically a jealous trait because it's like, okay, if you could do what I can do, why you ain't do it before me?
Because they
Or
ain't
why
had
you?
an
Why?
idea, and everybody is vicious copycat. So, like I'm saying, like it's easy as hell to copy Dirk and this person and OT7 this and this person. Like, cause what they not
I'm
doing nothing that's worth like what they doing is all low hanging fruit, right? So it's especially for those who are non-talented, it's easy for you to latch on to that, dick eat that, ride that, and just try to create you
not.
something out of that.
That's
You know what I mean?
exactly
I
what I
think
was
that's
saying.
by design. Less Nas's. I'm saying less Lauren Hills, less people
But
with
technically,
substance who
Brizz,
actually got
look,
something to say.
Right.
but
Because
Brizz,
it's
it's
easy for you to
changing.
it make it easy for you to create yourself in your room when MySpace come around. You don't gotta
Uh
come
huh.
outside and pay your boots on the ground like Nas did. You understand
If
what I'm saying?
if
Yeah.
you rapping one syllable rhymes, verb,
Yeah.
it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's like
No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
not. Like, but that still don't. Cause some people, I think, especially when you're dealing with rappers, they got all different powers. Some people can just hit a stage and light up, and they can still do what they can do. And writing might not be their specialty, but I think it still starts from what you create with your words. It's still because your words gonna last forever. You can always go back and listen to a high level lyricist and find more. And then you see how he defied gravity. Just saying it straightforward and this is what you got in front of you, that's good monetarily, but it's not like nothing that you can go back to and listen to how he put it together 10 years later. Those are real rappers to me. That's why I always respect a writer more than anything because everybody not picked to be a high level writer. Everybody's not. That's those things. Those are autism at the highest form to me. Because how do you do it? You don't know. It just that shit falls in your mind, and then you just able to do it. It's just like when I started to understand, like, some people will see basketball players, the NBA players, like, man, I get him, and you be like, nah. If you ever hoop, I've hooped with NBA players, and the fact how they bodies operate is something that's not comparable. It's like they move at a speed and a strength that's nah, man, but that's their gift.
But it's
Uh,
everybody. Yeah, it's a fact. It's their gift. It's how the mathematics is displayed. You know what I'm saying? It's like the receiver, how he could cut across that field, run that route, running full speed, catch the ball, sun in his eyes, 23 other people on the field, like all that going on at one time, but still catch that ball. And he just got smacked by a 500, 400 pound linebacker. You feel me? And it's like, yo, when I
And he
ask
get
him,
up
it's
and he
like,
get
yo,
up
how
and,
did you
and
still catch
Brizz,
the
he get
ball?
up and celebrate. That nigga get up and celebrate too, nigga.
Right.
It's
But he can't,
all
but
that shit.
when I ask him, yo, how did you catch the ball? How you do that? He can't outright tell me. Well, first you gotta jump. No, it's just something he doing. And the mastery takes over in the moment. Telling you, bro. I think it's the same thing we deal with in rap, like we was talking about earlier. You know what I mean?
when somebody, because when somebody asks you to perform it, it's like you gotta, like, rappers can't be bashful. They can't. That's one thing we don't get the luxury. We don't get the luxury to go in a corner and disappear. Like, that would be some great shit to do. But we don't get the luxury to say, no, I want to just hide in here. No, when you special, they gonna find you in a room. The eyes is gonna hit you, and everybody gonna say, "Let me hear what you gotta do." Then the expectation becomes like they expect you to show us a like you could take two rappers, right, and this one don't have the expectations this one has, and then it'll make you be like, damn, so he can just say anything and y'all clap. But then when you get here, it's like, no, we want to see your power. At first I used to look at it like that's fucked up, but it's really a blessing that people expect more out of a nigga. Like, no, let me see you do this. It don't matter what they clap for. Okay, since you him, let me see how far you took us. I think that's the ultimate goal as a rapper, to have people look at you and judge you differently from everybody else. If they don't judge you differently, then no, he's not a real rapper. I mean, he's not an MC. He's not a lyricist. He's not an MC. He's not an MC. He's a rapper. MC and rapper is two different things. But that doesn't mean a rapper is less. You know what I'm saying? But an MC takes his words and they become alive and they become forever. You know what I'm saying? They become forever. I look at it from different ways, and but I still respect rappers, but just not like pensmen or nothing like that. Because I know putting a pen is harder to put together. It's 10 times more stress go on you. Like you'll be sitting back looking at. I can listen to some rappers like mainstream artists and listen to them, and I'm like, he didn't write that in one session. Ain't no way he did. Ain't no way he did. Mm-mm.
Yo, Verb.
Mm-mm.
How many people does it take to call you a goat before you're not delusional no more? Like, before you answer, right?
Mm-mm.
I know you got a fan base that would consider you a goat, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
You too, right, Brizz? Brizz.
Don't get sad, nigga. Just say yeah. He at work. I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure he
Hold
do.
up, my bad. Say that again, bro. I was talking to
I
somebody.
said, do you have a fan base, a core fan base that considers you the GOAT?
Yes.
Right. So my thing is,
My
how
goal.
many, how many, how many of those people does it take for you to not be delusional to believe it?
You want to answer? Or you want me to answer, bro? What you
Like,
want?
is it 5 people? Is it 100? Is it 500? Like, how many people does it take to call you that, to support your argument that I'm not fucking
As long
crazy?
as I'm seeing it, I don't have a number, but as long as I'm seeing it across the board between people who don't even know each other and don't cross paths,
Right.
east, west, north, south, and all directions, I know they
Right.
got something. So I know they're not crazy. It's like that old thing of everybody ain't lying on you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And you know you're not crazy.
Well, you know what?
Right.
I,
And I'm
I
definitely not
look at
crazy.
it. I don't never look at it and say goat like that. I look at it because my goal is just to always be recognized with the great ones at with rhyming words. Because goat is perspective. If a nigga don't like you, period, he'll never say you the goat, even though he can think you skilled. So I look at it as long as y'all understand that I'm one of them that can dance with anybody. That's all that matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's the how do you call an NBA one NBA player to go? They all have made it to the highest level. You understand what I'm saying? I look at it like that. So my fans, when they say that, I appreciate they thought, but my goal was always to be one of them. Just be one of the ones in the room where the great rappers in the room will head nod you. Like when Big Daddy Kane pulled me out on stage in front of like 20,000 people and said, "Hey, this is what this man said when he said, hey, I met him. He said he gave me the same feeling that I met when I met Jay. He said it's a matter of time for him." That was it for me because you say it didn't matter. Nothing else had to come from that with me because it's like, okay, he recognized Jay. If he say this is one of them, it nothing else got to come from that to me. Just want to be one of them.
So it's about who says it then more than how many times you hear it.
Right. Like so for me, if it's a legendary MC or somebody who's highly skilled in the same field, if they say, "Hey, he's nice," that's enough energy I need to keep going because I know what he is. Like usually, who can recognize like powerful people is powerful people. It ain't gonna be a label. It's gonna be the person that actually puts it together. You know what I'm saying? The person that actually puts it together. If they're high level and they say, "Hey, you like that?" And I've been blessed to see that from a lot of people that I thought was like that, where they say, no, he is like that. That means a lot because I know what he is. You know what I'm saying? Because a fan sometimes will say, they'll have their own personal what they like about you. Because in this era, the fan more falls in love with the person than the raps. You know what I'm saying? But when you're talking about as far as who says it, that's what matters to me. Like my fans keep me energized to keep going. But when I get the head nod from greats, it just lets me know we in the right car. Like we in the right car. And that's all you want to be is in the right car. Like
Hell yeah.
when you listen to people that you grew up listening to and you like, hey, he really, really like that. Like Banks is right here talking. Like you saying you really, really like that. And when you see that come back, it make you say, okay, cool, I was right. I'm not crazy. I can't be crazy if they think that. I can't be crazy if this
Right.
is not. I can't be. It's no way. Because sometimes fans and people around you, like even the closest people around you, will try to turn down your light and ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Or because they still bitter. But if you can get the right person, like when Kevin Hart or put his arm around Rito and those kind of people, and you say, yeah, I'm not crazy, because they are like that. He is. He's special. If a special nigga can spot a special nigga a mile away, it don't take long. I can listen to a rapper and see how he put together words. He could be somebody coming up, like just trying to build up. I can see how he format words and say he gonna be great. He's gonna be. You can look at it and tell what words he picked, how he aligned them, how he does it consistently. Because I don't look at it as a one-time thing. Can you repetitively do it over and over again? Anything you can do repetitively over and over again, you are a master of. And you can do it over and over again at a high clip, he's special. That's not a fluke. That's not a one time. If I've been noticed by the world for like the last 16 years, like okay, he got to be no matter what people a person might think. Because in this era, like well, it's just a human period. If a human hates you, they'll try to turn down your light. I turn my shit up and say fuck you, because the numbers say so. The people say so. The people ask me to do it. It doesn't matter what you think. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. When you do it at a long time span, that's when you realize what you are. That's when you can say, no, he really is. Look how long he's been doing it. He really is. How many times do people still want to see him do it? Yes, he really is. It's the time. How long can you do this? How long can you execute this pattern? How long can you find new ways to say the same things over and over again? That is a genius. That's a Rubik's Cube in the mind. He's steady shifting blocks in his head over and over and over again. Like forever like that? Yes, he is. Because the average person can't do it. Like when you get the greats that acknowledge you, like LL and said what's up to me. Like when you see these type of things, you say, nah, you keep going. Makes sense.
Yeah, that was my first autograph.
LL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if he give you so you gotta think, look what that did for you. And now he recognizes. You know what I'm saying? So when you see that, that's all you want. Like when Kane can go sit down and take a meeting with Jay on Me and Goods, and it's like, okay, he's recognized. There is nothing nobody can say. Not to me. No, I'm looking at no. It doesn't matter because the human would try to pull you back down to their level. A human would say, "No, you can't do this. Come here with me." Anybody that's disliked, they have a
They
power.
want you to be normal, Verb,
Yeah, they want you to take. They want you to strip
which
your
is really
ability. But
fear. And that's
yeah,
what I
but
learned along the way.
yeah,
Like people,
yeah.
remember back in the day when you might have failed your report card, like you failed everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you was walking home and your best friend failed everything too,
You felt
you
better.
felt comfortable failing.
You felt better. Not if he passed though.
Nah, if
No,
he
you didn't.
Hey
passed,
yo,
you feel
y'all
like you
niggas
was
ain't
free.
shit, dog.
You feel,
Y'all niggas ain't
nah,
We do
shit,
the
dog.
same
yo, if you
thing, nigga.
walked
Fuck you,
home,
mean?
if you walked home and that nigga told you he passed, you feel like he snaked you.
Your
How the
heart is
fuck did
better.
you come? How did we ditch class, smoke weed in the backyard? How did we do all of this and you still passed? You lying to me, nigga.
Yeah, it's gonna make you salty. And that's anybody, even in the comedy world. If one of them bombshell and he scores, you are happy. Fuck is you talking about? A human is a natural hater if you think
That's
about it.
what-
It's like the motherfucker's naturally a hater. It's evil. So people will try to pull you back. That's why I don't listen to no niggas on nothing. The more niggas stand against something, that means the more powerful it is. That's what it is. People of regular ability, they huddle up. All the great people,
Yeah, there ain't nothing like
all
some talentless individuals.
man, all great people move in small packs. All greats. All great people, they do not have a million niggas around them. They never do. The regular people do, because they gotta huddle up to match the power. Anytime you see a bunch of people in a pack, that means okay, they're insecure. When you got power, you can walk alone. You can, because you know what you carry. You know what you carry. The people that don't carry it, they will all huddle up together and project against the nigga who do carry it to break them. Like these niggas could never break me. I know what I am. I know what I am. It didn't matter what y'all thought, because I can do that and by myself. When you can stand alone, you know what that is. When you can say, nah, it'll just be six of us. I don't need 75 niggas with me. Why? It's a waste of time. I can move with it. If you go to the Bible and shit, Jesus didn't have a bunch of partners and 12 niggas he was fucking with. He ain't have and if he got that power and he only got 12 niggas with him, those are the things you gotta look at and say, that makes sense. Anybody in large packs, they lack something. That's a any human knows that. Just look at yourself. Just think about it. When you see Kobe and how he did it, he went to the gym early by himself. People of greatness, they isolate. Because when you great, you have to be isolated. The level of thinking ain't the same. The level of talk ain't the same. The power won't be the same. No, when you be around a bunch of people at one time, that means all your power is limited. So that's what you have to do. Like, and that's something that I learned through life. Look at everybody who great. If you really, really think about it, they don't really move. You don't never see LeBron and a pack of niggas in the club. You never do. You never do. Because when you're great, it's a different rule setting for you. Because you got to protect that power. Because you'll get around so many niggas that want you to lose your power. So many niggas that'll tell you this ain't that, and you feel like it is. Nah, move by yourself. When I go record, I don't have a bunch of niggas in the studio with me. It's what I said.
Yeah, it's just me and the engineer
You
now.
the engineer. Get out my way. I don't need it. I don't need because I don't want your bitch ass thoughts in my. This is what I thought was right. So if
Same
I
here.
think it's right, yeah. If I think this right, because there is no wrong with music. It's no wrong. It's about how do you make me see what it is. That's it. I don't want your thoughts like I don't really feel like that. What if you mad because your bitch fucking other niggas and you rolling your bitch ass eyes? You fucking my shit up. Get up out of here, man. Every great moves in a small pack. They don't. It's impossible to be great with a pack of niggas holding on to you. You're gonna slow yourself down. It's impossible. That's girls too. That's you. You will not see a very beautiful girl with 20 girls. It's okay. You won't. It's so much easier to get in the VIP with lower numbers. Very important person. Lower numbers. Not packs. Packs sit in general admission. Huddling up makes you weaker. It doesn't make you stronger. It shows weakness because you got to huddle up. You got to hide in a pack full of niggas. That's like if somebody jumps somebody, you hiding in a pack full of niggas. So anytime some niggas done rush me or something, y'all know what's up. That mean one on one, I probably done got up with your ass. You got to do that to be sure. That's a coward to me. And it shows your power is less. So when I see people huddle up and stand against something, it's like, oh, y'all really afraid of it. Because nobody hates or is afraid of anything that's not special. Nobody. Nobody hates nothing that's not special. Anything that's not special gets ignored. Anything that's over the line great will get hated. People of greatness will understand great when they look it in the face. Nobody, man. And I understand, I apply everything I do with how life is ran. You don't never see it. So if you don't see that, then that's not how you operate if you're great. No, you don't. Greatness can move alone. It carries too much power. You when like just think about when last time I saw Nas on stage was recently. When he was on tour with Mary J. Blige, he wasn't deep on stage with a bunch of niggas. Y'all hiding something. You're hiding on defense. Let's see who you are here though. Let me see what you got. That's something everybody listening, just put that in your mind when you see that. That's a sign of weakness. You don't need a bunch of niggas. There is nothing good with a bunch of niggas on your side. A bunch of niggas on your side will never be a good thing. Never. That car will crash. You see a bunch of niggas going to do anything, go the other way. The car will crash. Too many niggas, too much energy, too many different demons with one person. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't. When I went to the show with Rito and them, he wasn't deep with everybody. He went out there and burnt the show down. Went down there and burnt the show down. Walked right in. Okay, because I'm asking him because Banks, I'm in their world, and they world like battle arena. It's packed, there's hoes there, and I'm just studying like how they can just go from backstage, we backstage, how they can just be this and then go transform. Some of them miss, some of them hit. He didn't have a lot of people with him. He done it too many times. Let me walk out here and go show y'all how to do this. That's power to me. And only certain people are selected from that. And when people that's not selected from it, they get jealous of the niggas that got it. It's a natural thing. Human is a natural hater.
Yo,
Natural.
yo, Rita, you still there? He must not be there.
Read out. Oh, his phone, right? Oh, let me
No,
see.
I'm here. What up?
Yo, is there
Can you hear me?
is there such thing as a happy comedian?
Yo, yo.
Can you hear me? You
I
hear
think
me?
I think he walking back up. Hold on, he walking back up. He got to come back in. Rothstein, you there? Rothstein?
Yo, you can hear me now?
Yo,
All right, yeah. What you ask?
Yo, you can hear me?
is there such thing as a happy comedian?
Yeah, it's like this, yo. There's a lot of happy comedians, but it's all about why they get in the game. It's before the comedy part. Like a lot of these niggas are failed rappers. A lot of these niggas just quit their job. A lot of these niggas are doing it for the hoes, nigga. There's so many things that play a factor. But then you bump into niggas that were just naturally funny their whole life.
Hold on,
You know what I mean? Those are the
let me
niggas that are happy comedians and
hold on, let
shit.
me rephrase the question. I don't mean happy in where they are. I mean trauma wise. Like, is there a deeper, darker layer behind a great comedian? Like, is it coming from pain? Because this is what I hear a lot, that most comedians and shit are pulling or masking, you know, like
Yeah,
a
I
therapeutic
get
thing
I
through
get exactly
laughter.
what you're
You know
saying.
what I'm saying?
But there's niggas that do that like they're pulling from their life, they're giving you life stories and shit. There's a bunch of those, but like someone like me, I like making people laugh. I like being able to talk for 5 minutes and not having a joke till I hit the 6 minute mark. Like I like doing shit like that. Like there's comics that are like that aren't pulling from a dark place, that aren't really just trying to, you know what I mean, mask shit. There's niggas that are like that, but it's a few. It's not a crazy amount for real.
No, I was wondering that because, like, if you look at like just a lot of the prominent ones, if you look at the Chris Rocks or the Kevin Harts or the Dave Chappelle, a lot of them come from that origin story where they got picked on or wasn't accepted, and that's a lot of their background. So I was just kind of like wondering.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of comics that are like that, nigga. You know what I mean? A lot of these niggas, to me, my generation, it's not as bad as back then. Now it's more of we got a lot more niggas that weren't getting bitches. A lot more niggas that weren't popular in high school and shit doing it now. You know what I mean? So it's not as much as like trauma niggas. I feel like that was harder in like the 80s. That's why you seen niggas wearing suits and shit. Because it's the first time they ever wore a fucking suit. You know what I mean? Like they doing whatever it takes to make it. But now you're getting niggas that been funny all their life and they going out there trying to figure out the art of it. You know what I mean? So they ain't bringing trauma with they shit. But back in the days, like them comic view eras, man, them niggas was sad.
I think too, Rito, if people really took time, right, and saw, because when I saw they World Banks, I saw that it's the same thing as everybody else do, but it's like they have to go out on stage and they have to extract the emotion of happiness out of people that they don't know. Like
Word.
which yeah, like laughter is one of the first things that a human will do. Happiness, that emotion, they have to go and pull that emotion out of a human even if they don't feel like it. Like us, it's ooh and ah, it goes the other way, you know what I'm saying? It's ooh and ah and be amazed. With them, they have to make you like feel happy in seconds. They have to go out there and say something to you that brightens your day up, and I was watching the building shake. Like when he was on stage, I came from backstage and I went out where the crowd was because I wanted to see it from that perspective. And I'm seeing like this is a power that most humans don't have. I was just looking around at people and it's like the smile on their face. Like it's like, and I know everybody in here got to be going through something. And it's like for that moment while he's there, you're happy.
What's a harder profession, Rito? To be a rapper and make people listen, or to be a comedian and make people laugh?
Being a rapper harder, nigga. Like, cause it's like I got jokes that I've been working on for years. You know what I mean? Y'all don't get that. Y'all have to make the hit first. You know what I mean? And then go out there and get people to fuck with it. They gotta like it before they see you. When I get on stage, nigga, it's just like, all right, I don't know none of y'all. Y'all don't know my track record and none of that shit. I gotta get y'all within 2 minutes, or else I can lose the whole fucking crowd, my nigga. So I feel like I feel like with what we gotta do is tough, but y'all niggas gotta do the work before you get to the stage too. You know what I mean? Like y'all gotta do
Right.
the record, y'all
Yeah.
gotta be in the studio, y'all
Right.
need the right producer. So
Right.
y'all are relying on another nigga.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're not. Yeah, hey, that's a good thing because you're not relying on it. You're relying
I'm not
strictly
relying on
on
Yeah,
your
nobody.
on yourself.
that's crazy.
Yeah, like you're relying strictly on yourself. So even if you don't feel good backstage, you got to go out there, hit a button, and make them think that you do feel good. And I watch people miss that night, Banks. I watch people miss. But it's like, but people don't know. Rito got a track record that's long. Zeus did a special on the nigga. He's been trying to get picked up by everybody that's heavy, from Kevin Hart, everything. And it's like it just shows the professionalism when you go out there like, oh, I can do this. Let me show you how to do this quickly and more effective. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's the same world. It's like it's the exact same world. And it's just like when you sit back and look at it, it's like it's so many different powers on this planet. Like I think a person that can draw you like at them fairs and like at at beaches when they can take your image and draw you right then and there. That's an autism at its
That's a
highest
fact.
form. You know.
That's a fact. That's something that I'm intrigued by, and I'm an artist as well. But that's something that's very underrated. And whenever I'm with my kids, that's something I like to, bring them to, because that shit is amazing to me.
And do it quickly too. They can look at you like an airbrush artist. He can create you in a different dimension right in front of you. You're like, hey, here, you just stand right here, and he will take what he see and put it on a piece of paper, like some iRobot type shit. He's scanning you, and then he's just taking what he see and putting it, and you don't
Nah,
even see where he's going. He's starting off with whites and blues that's not
yo,
there, but them
that
white and
shit,
blues turn it gray, and it's like I don't know what this shit
that
is.
shit can never be, it can never be underappreciated. Like, just think about this, right? Say when this shit is all said and done, you got a statue in St. Louis, Verb.
Mm-hmm.
You realize you got to trust somebody to execute that.
Yeah, just like a tattoo artist though too. I've been tattooed hundreds of times. And when you say I gotta trust you to create something on my body that's not gonna stain me forever.
But they know nothing about you though. That's like he's saying with the statue nigga. This nigga just makes statues. He don't know nothing about you, nothing. And he
Oh
and he
yeah,
got
like he got to hit
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
But look at it like this. The thing is with me, if he spells the name right and get halfway close, it's an over win to me.
Like Dwayne Wade statue.
Okay, yeah, that's different though. And Allen Iverson statue, you know, yeah. In them situations, yeah, I don't want that statue, but it's still, you know what I'm saying. But it's still though the honor of saying we're gonna take something that's gonna make you here forever. Whatever visual I see, I want to put you in this place forever. That's like a win for me. It's
I
like,
think I think the whole gist of this conversation is just to stay creative, man.
yeah,
Like, don't let nobody take that from you. I don't give a fuck how much computers they put in front of you, AI. Stay creative.
um,
Use that pencil, use that paper, use your mind. Just continue on as a creative. That's never going nowhere.
it's never gonna. But you gotta use it. If you don't use it, then it's like you wasn't. You're nothing. Because no two people think the same. Like no two fingerprints are the same. Nobody has the same fingerprints. So I might hear a producer might give me and you the same track. We hear two different things back. They
That's a fact.
they both can be right, but it's like we still heard we it's 100% sure that we will not come back with the same song. No way. Because my brain told me this and your brain told you that. One might be better than the other one, but there is no way to say the other one is wrong because it's just an emotion. If I felt like I want to do this and you want to do that, these drums made me feel like this. These horns made me feel like pain. You know what I'm saying? Those things happen. Like I think and a lot of people don't challenge their brain no more. But it's easier to not challenge it. Most people that don't challenge their brain, they all huddle up together when you really can defy gravity. And I think when you breathing, you should try because
All right, so look, so let me ask you this, because we was talking about the who's just naturally talented and who worked hard, right? Because I've seen this narrative going around on the net about Kobe Bryant. So was Kobe Bryant that good, or did he just outwork everybody?
I honestly, for real, I think Kobe he had to outwork everybody. But
Right?
I
We all
think
know
he's
that.
special. Yeah, but when you're special and you outwork everybody, nobody can touch you like Floyd.
So
Like
you agree that he was special?
yeah, I think he's a rare case because it's a 50-50. He got the drive to overwork it. Most of the time when we know we special, we know we don't have to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to if you know you special. Like if a girl got her body done, she don't have to have the best dress. She can go put on anything. Her body's done.
I just don't subscribe to the idea that if you shoot 5,000 jumpers, that you're gonna make as many as he made.
Nobody, because he looked at it from a science though. You know, he because there's too many stories where he say, "No, just give me the ball right here and I'll end this." You know what I'm saying? Some people have that though. Like if some people literally have the ability to say, "I know how to score." And when you say, "How do you do it?" You don't know either. That's a
Yeah,
gift.
he has a lot of highlights where you like, how the fuck did he make that shot?
Yeah, but he was designed to it. Like Steph Curry, the
That's
same
why
way.
some Luka Doncic shit, like, that's not an accident.
That's
It's
not
not
a
an accident that Jokic could had that ugly ass shot from damn near half court and that shit splashed. That's not by accident.
It's not an accident that Luca can have a beer and go get 40.
It's
Like,
not an
yeah, it's
accident.
not an accident. He don't have to like he don't need muscles and shit. He can go eat whatever the fuck he wants. It's the same night regardless. That means that's a gift. That's now if he puts that LeBron work into his body, now you got something else. They took a beer from the nigga on camera. They was like, "Hey, come on, man." He was celebrating winning the conference finals and he cracked the beer. They was like, "Hey, come on, man." And he was like, "Fuck."
So hold on. So you think if Luca had LeBron's worth ethic, do you think he'd be a better all around player or just a better
He'll
Luca?
be a better Luca.
Okay,
Yeah, a
okay.
better Luca. He'll be a much. He'll be. I mean, we looking at him, we seeing greatness, but then when you say, "Shit," if he did this, oh, that's a whole. That's like if you see a cold rapper and you give him all the bells and whistles and put the machines on him, use the ads, make his views count, all that type of shit. Now you got a super rapper. You got a super duper rapper because he got all the bells and whistles around him.
Mm.
Yeah, most people never get both though. Most people don't get both. You get one or the other. Either you're gonna get the bells or the whistles, or you're gonna get the talent. I'd rather take the talent because the talent is forever.
Yeah, like you always hear that about like Shaq or
Mm,
Iverson. You
yeah.
hear that about people like if they did this, if they did that. but everybody ain't wired the same, and some people need those breaks
Mm-hmm.
in order to sustain.
Activate. Yeah, and like AI said, hey, I'm not a practice. Nah, just put me on equipment. Like I ain't, cause that's a gift though. Like hey, I'm not gonna waste my time practicing with y'all. I know what to
Yo,
do here.
yo, Bird, it's a gift and a curse, right?
Mhm.
Because let me ask you this: coming up, right,
Mhm.
going to the playground, how many fathers you seen in the playground training their sons?
Oh, none.
None. So you're asking somebody who learned how to play the game on his fucking own to stop doing what he did to get there.
Mm.
That's deep when you really think about it.
All right,
Like it was,
well, let's go deeper. Where did all the fathers go? Somebody wanted to stay.
they was in jail, Vern.
Okay, all right, but where did all of them? Somebody had to. Some. Why did all the fathers leave? Is the better question.
I mean, you ain't gonna drag me down that.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Why? Why? I'm just saying. Why
Yeah, you
did they?
got hey Banks, you gotta watch that
No,
nigga
Yeah,
Banks.
no,
listen.
hey, look,
Listen. I already know where he going.
hey, look. No,
I'm
I'm just
cool.
saying.
I'm
I'm
cool.
just no. Listen, we having a real conversation. If you get 8 out of 10 fathers that left, that's everybody's fault. No, that ain't every. That ain't just they. No, it's something else is triggering it too. That don't make any sense.
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.